Now it should be okay. You should have just heard Krampus. Krampus! It was either this or he's scratching at the door or I lock him outside. And I just wasn't interested in locking him outside. It's really cold and it's Christmas. So he's here. The rest of the family's here and they're doing okay. It's just Krampus. She's just the one just going crazy. So I don't know. All right, so I'm glad there's sound. Good. We're good on that. How you guys doing? You doing all right? Yeah? Krampus? This is his time. So, I've had quite the month. I thought I had a 9-day migraine, but then when I went to end it in my migraine tracker app, it was like 17 days. So that's exciting. And of course, it's a Christmas miracle that the migraine that went away has returned. So that's great. But like I said, we're not going to have this be too long. I got stuff to do. You guys got stuff to do. So we're not going to make this like a super long live stream, which is totally fine. All right. But how have you guys been doing? The mic was soft. It's at the same distance it always is. I can try to turn it up a bit, I guess. If that's too much. That's better, maybe. It might just be my voice. Yeah, it might just be my voice. So I guess we can try to move it closer to compensate. Is that better? 17 days is almost permanent. Yeah, that's evil. Yeah. So I don't have much to do. 5-hour stream. All right, Ratsy, you got it. 17 days is horrific. Yeah, plus, grading. That's always, yeah, that's always good. If you guys have kids, please encourage your children to make sure that they, I realize now I forgot to post this on the Instagram, but if you guys have kids, make sure that you're checking their grade, and also that they understand when it's the end of the semester, it's too late to ask, "Hey teacher, can you fix my grade?" That's way too late. Some students kind of haven't figured that out yet, unfortunately. The other thing to remember too is, I am not your tutor. I am a teacher. So I'm not here to give you like private help, and anytime you turn something in, I'm going to drop all the grading I'm doing just to make sure your grade is ready to go because you decided to turn something in a little bit later or whatever. You know what I mean? So that was not exciting. So, I don't tell the students, like, you're doing this to me when I have a migraine. I think that's manipulative. I don't do that. It's not their fault that I have a migraine. It's my fault that I have a migraine, and I'm the one choosing to work. So it's obviously not on them. But if they could at least kind of understand that I'm not there to jump when they tell me to jump. And sorry guys, like I said, I just had to post about this because I forgot to while I was getting ready on my Instagram for the Instagram people. Let's see, live now, link in bio. How about that? Okay. Hashtag Christmas. What are some hashtags we can use? Christmas, hashtag COVID Christmas, I wonder. Is that a thing we can do? Is that too, I don't know, too soon? What else do we got? I don't know. Hashtag live stream. I'm really not good at hashtags. Yeah. So I thought we could look stuff up if we need to, but otherwise, we can just chat, but that's why the window is up, just in case you guys want to chat about something else, or ask specific questions or what have you. No, Instagram, I'm not interested in rating you right this second. Boy, I need like a separate way to do this. I wish there was a way to, that if I uploaded something, it'll just post it. So we'll see. Anyway, that's that. All right. Happy Christmas. Do you guys say Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas? Because I was just telling some people we don't. Yeah. I'm a teacher. I'm not here to help you. That's, of course, not at all what I said, Unix. I said, I'm a teacher. I'm not here as your tutor to do specific work. As soon as you tell me, hey, teacher, this one little thing I changed on my homework, can you please drop all of your grading and tend to just this right this second? Actually, I do need to have a talk with one of those students just about appropriate ways to talk to somebody, especially if you want them to do something for you. And then also just to kind of, I mean, obviously the student wasn't doing it to be a jerk. They were doing it because they were really stressed out. And, you know, who needs that, right? So just to talk to the student about why they shouldn't be stressing out too much. You know, you can stress out about it if it's past the date. But one thing I try to explain to the students is, if I tell you that something is due Friday, is it right for me to email you every day before Friday to say, hey, is this done? Did you turn it in? Hey, when are you going to turn this in? Is it done? And of course you're going to say, no, it's due Friday. Why are you bugging me to do it earlier? The due date is Friday. And in the same way, if my grades are due Friday, please don't come ask me, hey, is this done yet? Is this done yet? So yeah, encourage your kids to shut up around adults, especially me. Got it? Yes. No, that is not it at all. Feel like I'm forgetting something. Is Tesh joining? I don't know. I don't know if he is. You're at work. I'm sorry to hear that. Happy work, Miss Eve. You talk a lot about the disappointing students who will never get out of more of life than the fast food business, but are there any others at the end of the spectrum, any little geniuses? Now, I didn't say that at all, and I think that's actually, I mean, Ratsa, I know you're not a jerk, but I think the way that you phrase that is pretty harsh. Yeah. So first of all, I never said these students are not going to get more out of life than anything. Everybody makes a mistake, and they got to learn that. The student has a really good grade, actually, which is I know why they were stressing so much. Unfortunately, they didn't stress enough about the exam, but that's the case, yeah. And the fast food business, hey, people use fast food. We need people to work there, and they should be paid better. But to answer your question, any on the other end of the spectrum, any little geniuses? I think there's some people that are going to go far, but I don't think that, you know, if we're going to be talking about like the different intelligences, I think there are some students that have a lot of the different intelligences, but maybe not like the typical like logical mathematical that we kind of associate with, you know, Einstein type of intelligence. But other types of intelligence, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Merry Christmas, a blessed Yule, a joyous Festivus. I'm not trying to be Ebenezer this year. I have my Grinch socks on. They were a gift. Yeah. You thought it was tomorrow. Kevin, you thought what was tomorrow? That today is tomorrow and that it's currently Christmas? Or you thought Christmas was tomorrow? Because it might be tomorrow for you, but it's today for me. Because I live in Korea. I'm in the future. So if you guys have any questions about like the lottery, please let me know. Let's see. Thanks for the tweet with the time zones. That's how I knew about this. Okay, great. Great. I'm glad that helped. I just need employees or servants. No, not at all. I guess... Am I like, I feel, did I say something like wrong? Do people just not understand that like everybody's got to, like nobody's job is perfect. And then especially if you work with other people, especially those people are younger, you know, there's a lot of teachable moments outside of just like learning geography. You know what I mean? So let's see. We say neither. We say good Yule, which means good Yule. Leave the Lord Jeebus out of it. Okay. We got a happy welcome from Crispiness. Nice. If my grade was low because I slacked, then it was always correct. I would check in advance, and I know why it was low. Yeah, the thing about my grading is it's very, like, clear. And it shows you these are the sections and this is how many points you get. And then when you turn it in, here's why you lost points. Please make your corrections within the week, and then I'll give you more points. Like, it's really clear. So the student, I think, just maybe, I don't know if they were overly stressed or whatever, but what I thought was really weird was the thing they were stressing about was so minor, whereas they had a major issue that they should have, like, if you're going to stress about one thing, you should have chosen the exam to stress about, rather than, can I earn back a couple points on a homework assignment? You know what I mean? Let's see. When I actually tried and got a good grade, I wouldn't check the grade in advance. It's the only time I was ever wrong. There you go. That's what happens. For some of the parents, I guess it's a surprise. You know, and they'll try to say stuff like, well, my kid is now, they're a junior or they're a senior. This is, they're going to be going to college within a couple years or the year. So can you please find a way to help them out, And they're always at a loss when I tell them. I always do help them out. I not only provide really, detailed feedback, but also I give them there's extra credit they can just do. If they're inspired by something we've learned, or they have, let's say that their hobby is drawing and they hit kind of a block. I'm not really sure what to draw. Maybe I should do fan art, but I don't even know what to do there. They can actually take something we've learned in one of the classes, do a drawing about that, and then just get extra credit. If they like cooking, we learned about Mexico. I wonder if I can make Mexican food at home. Krampus. What are you doing, Krampus? Misjudging your jump? Yeah, that'll do it. And so when they find out that I've provided them every opportunity and then their kids still didn't take those opportunities and they didn't poke their kid to take those opportunities sooner, it's disappointing, I think, for them, because there's nothing they can do. There's nothing I can do. And this time I didn't even need to apply a curve, which was awesome. A lot of the kids did super great, but for the students that didn't do super great, I think a couple of them were hoping for the curve, and it couldn't be applied. So, let's see. I wasn't great in school, and I can still do something decent if I wanted to. Yeah, I agree. Again, it was a bit harsh, and if you do work fast food, good. We need people making food. There's no problem with that. The only problem is that we don't value those workers enough to pay them a living wage. Really, that's it. Sometimes I think being a lower grade destined student might make for a happier life. The cleverest people I know are prone to depression and full of neuroses. I would say the sample size isn't big enough for that. But is there a correlation between that? There might be. Possibly. We don't know. At least I haven't read anything on it. Work just ended at the start of the live stream. Well, good. Congratulations. Swedes celebrate Christmas on the 24th. Then we celebrate again with leftovers and more relatives on the 25th. And then we celebrate again on the 26th. Wow. That's quite the holiday. So do you get all this time off? I need servants to do my web stuff. Hashtags and employees. Okay. That makes more sense. You volunteering? Because that would be a help. Do your migraines feel like head pressure? I was told that if I have pressure in my head for more than 4 hours, I need to see a doctor. Pressure is part of it. It just feels kind of like if you took this this pen and just jabbed it right into right here pretty often. Or if like the back of my head, usually around that bump down here, it'll feel like it got cracked. So like the skull is cracked. So it's a pressure, but it also feels like a lot of pain. And speaking of pressure and cracking, that idea of trepanation where they drill holes in the skull, apparently some people used to do that for migraines, and I guess some people still do that today, but I don't want to Google any pictures for you guys because you probably joined for a lighthearted Christmas stream and not watching people self-medicate with skull holes. So we won't look that up. But yes. Am I seeing a cat in the background? There's Coconut. And there's Krampus. Come here, Krampus. Is he going to show up? Hang on. Let me see if I can get a Krampus for Christmas. Oh, there he is. He's so big. Oof. Hey. They're happy to see you, I bet. Oy, oy. Yeah. There's the Crampolets. He's a very big boy. Yeah. Oh, no, where do you... Okay. That's him. Don't you stand at that door. You scratch to get in. Don't pretend that you want to go out. This child. This child. Let's see. That's why it's so hard to find fast food workers. They're worth more than that, and they have started to learn that. That's good. I'm glad. I've heard about more people kind of demanding a living wage. Anyone who's working 40 hours a week deserves a living wage, pure and simple, you would think. We've talked about that to the students when we're talking about things like poverty and so on. And, I asked them, why, how many of you enjoy like these delivery services that we have? Korea's delivery services are very varied. There's a lot of different things that you can have delivered that aren't delivered in places like the US, such as fast food, for example. You could get like McDonald's delivered. You could get coffee delivered. Getting your groceries delivered is not uncommon. And there's just a lot, like the delivery culture here is really extensive. They've increased it since COVID. There's places that expand their delivery service to even just like convenience stores. You can order stuff from convenience stores and get it delivered to you. If you're buying something online, it should be delivered to you. So for example, a lot of Korean people think the water, the tap water, is not safe to drink. It is, but they feel that it's not. So they'll order bottles of water if they don't have a water filter. And so you will just order that from a company, and then maybe within a day it shows up. If it doesn't show up after 2 days, you call and you're like, why isn't this here? Why is this taking so long? It's a very quick kind of thing. It's called pali culture, which is like, just means hurry up, basically, or quickly. So that exists here. And, I've asked the students how they feel about the fact that we have these workers working pretty much 24 hours a day to make sure that we have all the stuff that we want to have during these, kind of self-quarantine, times. And of course, all of them say, yeah, absolutely. And I say, okay, great. Why are we paying them so little? And they're just like, what do you mean? Like, okay, well, how come some of them are living practically poverty level? Why are we overworking them to the point that people are falling asleep at the wheel, getting into car accidents and dying? Why is that okay? Why are they expendable? This is a valuable job. We use it all the time. Why don't we value their work more? And some will say, well, they didn't have as much of an education. So what? So what? Oh, yeah, I guess so what, really? So what? They don't have as much of an education, so their work is less valuable. And I tell them, well, I can kind of understand the idea of kind of putting off work in order to get an education. Education's expensive. Why is education so expensive? And we kind of go and talk about that. And it just lets them know I bring up like a janitor. How many people want to do that work? How many of us would be really inconvenienced if we had to do it? And if my boss said, hey, we decided to fire the janitor, but Miss Lemon, can you clean the bathrooms twice a week? I would say, only if you pay me more, right? I would demand more money to do something like this that the person was doing for maybe less money than I'm making currently. So, it's a bit odd that we don't value workers that are so necessary in the culture. It's very strange. I'm in grad school for psychology. Me too. I'm taking neuroscience class next semester. Wish me luck. I heard neuroscience is very difficult. Good luck. Have fun with that. I have not hit that class yet, where I just started. So, let's see. I scrolled down. It jumped. Let's see. Full-time should be available to all. It should be. Nothing wrong with fast food, but the robots are taking over. They're quicker than anywhere. I haven't seen that just yet in terms of like robots doing that kind of work, like automated work, other than something like a timer on French fries, for example, so the individual isn't taking time. They're checking. They're just setting the timer. Let's see. Looking well. You like the room layout? It's a layout. Nothing special. Let's see. The 24th and 25th are red days. So bank holidays is what the English call them. I don't know about the 26th, but a lot of places close down just after New Year's anyway. I see. What? People still do the drilling. I heard about that in Mexico, but then again, some places are practicing. Well, I think people still doing the drilling is not a common thing. It's like individuals. It's not like a cultural thing. So there's like people that it's like, I don't know. Is it, I think the impression I got is it's as common as people that use urine therapy, or maybe even less common than that. I should say urine therapy there. Hello, Krampus, they're saying hello to you. Do you want to say hello? You don't? Wow. Ungrateful. Ungrateful Krampus. Krampus looking great as he imperiously stares over his kingdom. I know, he thinks. You think, don't you? He's looking at me. Mm-hmm. His son is on this mattress that's almost touching the ceiling, but he likes to be up there. I heard Krampus is the name of a Christmas monster in Australia. In Germany. Yes, in Germany. In Canada, with things like DoorDash, you can get little things like coffee and stuff delivered. And I assume that if Canada has it, the U.S. had it for a while. Perhaps, but I've heard it's quite expensive. In Korea, it's just not. So they might make a limit or like a minimum. So they won't deliver it unless you order like the equivalent of maybe $10 US worth of stuff. There might be a delivery fee from anywhere from free to, I think the most expensive I've seen is about $350 US. So, let's see. Wow, this early, because I got other stuff to do. And I was trying to account for if I had a migraine, which I do have one. It's starting. It's not insane yet. I need to be able to go back to sleep before I do my other stuff today. So that's why it was set at this time. I had to account for this migraine coming back. Casey's Convenience Store is the first anything in my town that's ever delivered, and they just came in a year or two ago. Wow. Not to go on about IKEA land, but here we have pretty good workers' rights. Even fast food workers have a minimum wage in union stuff, though not through laws. Well, hopefully they'll be through laws. Let's see. Praise the blue-collar jobs. They literally save our butts every day. You can just write butts, Max. That's fine. I can confirm that robots and machines, that's, yes, we're doing fast food work in just a matter of a few years. I wonder how much of it, though. I do. I do know that in terms of the face-to-face service, at least in Korea, we are getting a lot more of the kiosk interaction. But there's still a person if you need to ask them something, or especially if you're older, you don't really understand how the kiosk works, Or if you, I'm trying to remember, some of the kiosks take cash, other ones do not. So if you want to pay in cash, you have to see the person. But now instead of having, 3 or 4 people at a register each, you just have, 7 kiosks and then 1 register worker. Let's see. You offended Ratza, Krampus. Do you care? Are you sorry? If he doesn't respond, so his talking system is mrah is an answer. It means yes. And then if he doesn't say anything, that's his answer is no. So Krampus, see, he'll respond. Are you sorry? You see. Evil. This thing's more accurate than tarot cards. Let's see. Seems in line with Canadian delivery fees, at least in the cities. Well, that's good. Christmas is an example of how many different stories can contribute to one holiday. That's fun. Even here, they put kiosks and cut down staff. I've seen the automatic burger flippers in the back that are happening. Really? That's interesting. Tell us about your Christmas plans, Lee. I might meet people and maybe go to a restaurant, but I'm not sure because the law has changed. And I don't know if everyone is up to date with their vaccinations. And also it's just super cold today. It dropped like 16 degrees Celsius from yesterday. It's pretty intense. Let me see what the temperature about. Yeah. So I guess the high today would be maybe 11 degrees lower than it was at the high yesterday. Just suddenly. This is like the first super cold day that we have. Before it's kind of been hovering around 0-ish, but it'll go up to 9. But yeah, now it's like double digits. What about you guys? What are you guys doing? Do you have any like typical Christmas plans? For me, just like eat junk food and watch Christmas movies like Die Hard. That's my Christmas movie go-to. Die Hard, and I'm trying to think of the other one. I don't know. Krampus? Oh, it's Coconut. Coco, come here, Coco. Come on. Do the people want to see the Coco? I know they want to see the Coco. Come on. Oh, the baby. Come on, the baby. Come on. She's a little bit scared. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Alrighty, sweetie. That's it. Okay, you've made your cameo. Alright. That's it. She's, sometimes she wants to be loved, and other times she just wants to be left alone. As a cat is. You know what I mean? Krampus. They're saying hashtag praise Krampus. What do you think? Disapproval. Again. Krampus. What is wrong with you today? Oh, it's Christmas. That's why he's so... That's why he's in a bad mood. In a rehabilitation clinic, I met a woman who fell on her head. The skull wasn't cracked, but her brain swole up. So they removed a piece of bone so the brain can be expanding undamaged. And then later they put it back when the brain was healed. So she was running around with some kind of helmet since a piece of her skull was gone, which is awesome. I mean, trepanation for in the past was done for stuff like head injuries. Yeah, so similar here. Like warriors, for example, would get their skulls cracked or pierced and then have like a brain bleed, and so trepanation would be done, and we can actually see that the skulls would heal, so it was a successful kind of thing, which is interesting. 79 Fahrenheit here, too warm to wear my ugly Christmas sweater. My ugly Christmas sweater is a Halloween themed Christmas sweater, and that's what I wore for my last day to work. My favorite Christmas movie, Life of Brian. That's a good one. That's what I should do. Is his name actually Krampus? Yes, his name is actually Krampus, and her name is Coconut. Yeah. Coco gives one look, and that's it. I know. She's very... I don't know. But if you're lying down, she's just all over you. That's just her way. Let's see. Is it really 6:36? No, we started at 6. Okay. I was like, did an hour and a half go by somehow? But yeah, his name is Krampus. With the K. It is. Eating food with a friend and her boyfriend tomorrow. Her mom's smoking lamb roast for me. That sounds good. 76 here. Really? Let me just double check for the Fahrenheit gang. What are we at? Celsius to Fahrenheit. What do we got? Celsius minus, what is it? I guess it's 8 degrees here, Fahrenheit. To be specific, Krampus is only Southern German. Krampus is worldwide now. That's the other movie, Krampus. That's what it is. Because they made a movie about Krampus. It's fun. I like that the grandma is German and she speaks German, but the rest of the family just speaks English to her, and they all understand each other, because that happens. And I think that's cute. Since my father's death and most of the family and friends on the other side of the US, I spend Christmas alone learning computer code and avoiding trepanning. Well, as long as you're having a good time. Do you call them at all? You strange people with your strange temperatures. It's 262 degrees here. Come at me. Where would it be 262? I'm trying to think. I don't think anywhere. Right? I guess if you live in like a steam realm or something. Ethiopia turned on their dam, which impacted the Nile further up for us. There may be a water war in the future. Good gracious. That's always something. There's always new stuff to teach the students every year, I swear. It's like you think, oh, geography and history. No, because you still have to talk about stuff happening right now. So it's, yeah, something to talk about for sure. Oh, and Kelvin. Thank you. Krampus was pretty decent. You have the DVD. That's a good time. It was fun. I mean, to make a Christmas horror movie, those are kind of hard to do. I'm glad they had some kind of source material for it, as opposed to trying to make up like a evil Santa, or like an elf that gets, like an elf toy that gets inhabited or possessed, you know what I mean, by some demon. Did anybody else hear about toys getting possessed? Like when you were a kid, if you grew up like in different sects of Christianity. From what I've heard on Telltale's channel, for Jehovah's Witnesses, there's always like a Smurf toy that was picked up at a garage sale, and that thing was giving off, like an evil vibe, and then the family brought it in, and like there's a lot of different variations on it, but typically they involve either the family praying over it or bringing it to church and people praying, and then people witnessing it yelling or speaking and then walking away. So that's exciting. We didn't have anything that specific, but it was more like letting evil into the house. So you had to burn it or otherwise get rid of it. Weren't allowed to give it away, because why would you give away evil to somebody else? And you definitely couldn't sell it, because same thing. Hello, Menu. I'm not my best in the cold. I greatly prefer warmth. I like it a little cool. The rest of my body really hates the cold, but if I have a migraine, it's so good on my head. It's so good. So it kind of sucks, because the migraine, of course, by definition, is usually half of the head. So half of my head will be way too cold and uncomfortably so, and then the other half will be and if I try to put a hat or something on, it just makes the migraine side way worse. Yeah, the migraine is okay in the cold. That's it. Did I ever see Santa's Sleigh for a Christmas horror movie? No, I haven't. Is it good? Is it worth watching? There is a black Smurf Is it in the Black Smurf in the animation, or is it like a black cursed Smurf? And Kelly is being very specific to say black is in like black the color, not like black like African. All dolls are possessed. Oh, that's interesting. Smurfs, Pokemon, Raggedy Ann. Raggedy Ann, right? There was just something about Raggedy Ann, which is too bad because I had a Raggedy... Somebody gave me a Raggedy Ann doll. I don't remember who. It was like an aunt or something. And then that was listed as demonic by the Pentecostals. Can we find something like that? Let me see. There was a good... Let's see. The Satanic Panic was a good time. Let's see if we got any... Oh, there's a movie, Satanic Panic. I wonder if there's like Satanic Panic for items. Satanic Panic returns this time through QAnon. Okay. I guess we can try it. Let's try it. Let's see what we get. I don't want to listen. That's great. You know, the thing that I don't understand is that you get a group of people that believes the government is tracking you, like with facial recognition, and then they don't want to wear their masks. Even when they storm the Capitol, that's the time to wear a mask, you know, to avoid being seen. So I wonder if every day they're just wondering, like, do I wear a mask or not? Like, which part of the conspiracy am I gonna follow today? Let's see. Satanic Panic. Yeah, no, that's true. QAnon believes a shadow cabal kidnaps children, tortures them, and uses their blood in satanic rituals. What I mean by true is that's true, that it is what they believe. Yeah. Every moral panic has to have a full devil. It has to have a person, or more likely a group of people, whether they're real or fantasized, who are the devils in the middle of all of this. That is exciting. Uh-oh. A plate bearing a pentagram. Uh-oh. You guys, that's it. I guess the Satanic Panic is back, and it makes videos on YouTube. So that's exciting. Good times. So, not great. I was just hoping for just some examples. There are, but it's... I don't know if we could watch it, just because of that... What am I thinking? The copyright thing. There was a... something my friend sent me. It was really good. The truth about Satanism in metal. Like, I feel like here it's just... Oh, insane Satanic Panic moments. Does it have it has closed captioning, you guys. I'm trying to remember if the closed captioning video also triggers it. Or just the video, not closed captioning video. Let's see. Make sure my live stream thing is ready. Bill Goldberg, the wrestler, as Santa in Santa Sleigh. Oh, good. Happy Valhallelujah. Did Odin get you anything from IKEA this year? Wow. Ratza, are you offended as a Swede? Valhallelujah. And then did Odin get you anything from IKEA? Oh, I forgot. I was thinking to wear these, but I wasn't sure. Sometimes the ears can hurt if I have the migraine, but I think they're okay. At least we'll put them on until they're not. Is that good? Are we feeling the Christmas spirit, you guys? Wait, Raggedy Ann was listed as demonic by Pentecostals. Yes, I think it had something to do with, like, I don't know, an animated doll. I feel like something about the nose, like a triangle. I don't know. It was very silly. There have been some great documentaries about the QAnon conspiracy. I had no idea that it was that well received. Interesting. QAnon are not getting good grades, Lee. We do ask questions about thinking about stuff, like why do you think this thing? Um, well, why, what's your thought process behind this? So we'll see. 'Cause I did, sometimes you get these things that don't really make a lot of sense. And there's a couple times when the student's previous belief or prejudice will show up in the answers. Even though you've talked about it, you've talked about why, some people think this, and here's why that's not factually true, and some people have this prejudice, and here's where that comes from, and here's why it's not factually true, blah, blah, blah. But then you'll still get a few students that will put that in the answer. I'm not sure what the reason is, and I haven't found like a nice way to ask, really, which is, how do you ask nicely of, or are you just not paying attention, or are you just a bigot? So there's not really like I'm trying to think of the nicest way to ask, other than why did you write this down? And then of course they're going to say, well, I thought it was true. And then the follow-up would be, yeah, but we talked about this in class, and we talked about exactly why this wasn't true. Why do you still feel it's true? And now they have to either justify ignorance or admit that they weren't paying attention. And that puts them in kind of an embarrassing situation, So what I usually end up doing is just going over it for the whole classes, like all of the classes, like, hey, there was like some of the answers still said this. So we really want to make sure that's not the thing that we want to write. That's not the solution. Here's why it's wrong. We'll just kind of go over it again. But it's like, if you weren't listening in the first place, then, what's the guarantee you're going to listen to this? Vintage cheddar is amazing. Good. I'm glad. I like that, that's tangy, salty cheddar. The best person was born in 1983. Oh, were they? Santa's slave. Well, Kelly, that's because it's Santa's sleigh. Like sleigh, like a play on the sound of like the sleigh being pulled by the animals, but then SLAY, like to kill. Yeah. Not slave. So let's see. I am offended you didn't answer sovereignly. Did Odin bring you anything or not? I have received a blessing of oat milk manufactured finally in Korea, so it's affordable instead of only imported from Sweden. So hail to Odin. Had to run back, but I'm back. Love the ears. Okay, good. We're having fun with the ears. They kind of match the skin tone pretty well, I think. We discussed this. I'd love to know what persuaded you to go back to your original viewpoint. Yeah, again, it's either, sorry, teacher, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, teacher, I forgot. Or here's why I firmly believe this thing, which usually is, well, my parents say, which is unfortunate. I had somebody talk about politics. It was a very strong political statement. And I said, oh, well, what is, because they were saying that a certain politician was a certain like political belief. And so I said, well, I haven't heard that, like in your definition, what is that political belief? And they said, oh, I don't know. It's just something my parents say. But what's interesting is the student was very firm in saying it. But then as soon as you asked, they were like, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. They were very open, but that student I know for a while. But if I have new students, they have a bit of trouble coming from the Korean system, where if a teacher kind of pulls you aside and asks you a question about why you got this thing wrong, it's like a punishment. They're mad at you. It's fairly recently when corporal punishment was ended in public schools, but in private schools, I'm not sure. It was still legal in private schools at least until 2014. But I don't know now. I haven't checked. Even when it was legal, I never did it. I thought it was they were like, yeah, here's the drumstick to hit the students on their knuckles. And I was just like, what? So, I've had this drumstick. I'm like, what is this, music class? And they're like, oh, teacher. And I was just, no, oh, never, never. I will, oh my gosh, no, I will point to stuff. If you guys are talking too loud, I might hit this podium. And if you fall asleep, I might tap your desk. That's the use of this. Oh my gosh, no, why would we ever have such a thing? So very, very, no, thank you. Let's see. Eric Murphy from Skeptic Generation had a conversation with some guy that was a big player in the 1970s Satanic Panic. Eric did a good job exposing this guy as a ridiculous charlatan. Let's see if we can... Oh, we got applause. Okay, good. Music. I like this. Devil worship. Look at this very... What is this? Like 88, 89? Do you know what I mean? This background? That like ripped kind of TV static kind of thing. Exposing Satan's underground. Well, that's good. I'm glad that we can expose Satan's underground on a talk show. This is great. Oh, it's Geraldo. He couldn't even expose what's-his-name's treasure. So I don't even know how he's going to expose Satan's underground. But let's find out, you guys. Okay, so she's having a hard time. Ooh, filter. Oh, no. We got somebody laughing and crying because of a wooden cross. What is this? If I was Satan, I don't know if I would appreciate that. I'd be like, you guys, I get it. My head's a little disproportional. Why are we doing this? Are you guys making fun of me? Let's see. Won't let the devil... Wait, is this even... Oh, it is a cross. I thought it was just like a thing. As sincere, far out, and dramatically with a background in show business rather than theology... Yeah. Okay. Indeed, the army does officially recognize Satanism as a legitimate religion. Well, that's good. That's good. That's what we want. So, ministering to the satanic soldier. Yeah, I mean, that's the point of a chaplain, is to help, right? There's sort of that halfway step between not getting any help and going to a therapist, like to see a psych on base. But if you see a psychologist, like that goes in your medical record, it counts against you. But if you go talk to the chaplain, like none of it, like nobody can ask you why you're going. If you say, hey, I think I need to see a psychologist, they have to ask you why, and it's all documented. But you can say like, hey, I need to see the chaplain, and then just the earliest available moment that you have to be allowed to go see the chaplain. And then you just talk to the chaplain about whatever. They can provide spiritual guidance. They can provide therapy. I believe they have to have I think they have to have a degree in psychology, I believe. And then also some of them have a theological degree. So, but you don't have to be religious. You don't have to be Christian to be a chaplain. So, yeah. Some army bases have become sanctuaries for devil worshippers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The Church of Satan is not devil worshippers. This is like an atheistic church. Let's see. And graffiti. Oh, 666, you guys. The sign of the devil. No, that's the number of the beast. Can we even get this right? With the theology. Oh, good gracious. It's not even the mark of the beast. It's just his number. Oh, I thought that was something else. I'm glad it's just the bone. Here's a pentacle. The interesting thing is it's upright. Okay, so please say that it has to do with, I don't know, Wicca and not Satanism. Oh, it's actually a fairly fresh... Now who's to say that this guy with his questionable hair choices, that he didn't just do this right in advance? You know what I mean? I feel like that's a thing, especially a Pentecostal church would do. They would put the symbols and then go as if they're showing them. And then in their heads, it's like, well, we're not going to actually go out and, go to these satanic places. We're just going to imitate it. Which could be why they went with the Christian symbol of the inverted cross. and the upright pentacle, because they didn't want to participate in anything overtly satanic. And they're fairly fresh. That's probably what happened. That's my guess. But I don't know. I haven't talked to this guy. It's how gangs talk to each other. And this is how occultists talk to each other. This is the occult. Isn't this guy like, he was alive in the 70s? You should know what this means. This here, what is this? Let's see what this is. This is, oh, a psilocybin mushroom. Okay. So he knows what it is. Probably they had a psilocybin ritual. Girl, miss me with that. Let's see. Hail Olden Skull. Let's do it. Chris Hemsworth was born on the 11th of August. That's good. The guy literally thought he was a vampire. Yes. Mike Warnke. Yeah, here. Mike Wonky. Watching your religious studies has made the YouTube recommend channels that go through demons and angels. Oh, good. If you have any suggestions that I should touch on, let me know. Link them to me. And no wonder I was thinking about hard copy. It's got Geraldo. Exactly. It's the knuckle whack and stick. I know. Al Capone. Thank you. It was Al Capone's fault. I'd sure like 666 Christmas cookies right now. I'm trying to think of how you would use it. You could try to like put it on your forehead or in your hand and be like, oh, the mark of the beast. I don't know. This is how gangs talk to each other. Sure it is, right? We got the mark of the beast in binary. Good. Have you heard that the logo for CERN has 666 in its design? Therefore, the Large Hadron Collider is a portal to hell. But what would be the purpose, right? If I wanted to just send myself to hell, couldn't I just end my own life? In that theology, right? What would be the purpose of all of the math and the physics and the money and the time and the testing? Like, that seems like the really long way to go to hell. You know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, the Chrome logo? Let's find out. Let's see. Chrome logo 666. And it comes right up. That's the best part. It comes right up. Oh my gosh, there's more. Hang on. Okay. Oh, the Masonic Royal Rich Apron. Okay, I can kind of see the Freemason symbol. Kind of, I guess. I mean, there's Freemasons, right? Like if I was a Freemason, maybe I would want to put that in there as a nod to Freemasonry, just like a Christian would do. Do you know what I mean? Like they would put crosses in there or something. Oh, Google Play is the seal of Satan. Look at that. This is from, I think it's from the Ars Goetia. Yeah. The Eye of Providence, literally just an eyeball. Oh, come on. At least the rest of these are like something else. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Oh, here we go. And the MSM is about to be exposed as well. Your tools are soon to be dismantled. You guys, should we go to this person's Twitter? This is great. This is great. Let's see. No, I want 666 Christmas cookies. Okay. So you don't want like a Google logo cookie. Did y'all already talk about the Monster Energy Christian lady? No, but I think who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that reference? So we could look it up. If you guys do know, then we don't have to look it up. That's also a technical symbol for fans. So all tech manuals with fans are satanic. Yes, that's it. Do you know why? Because tech manuals for fans have to do with construction. And you know what else has to do with construction? The Freemasons. You're welcome. I can, unfortunately, it's like riding a bike. You just making those connections back to Satan. It's just this like old skill, quote unquote. True story. My uncle and grandpa we're Freemasons as a kid. I assumed that the free was because of our last name. So if you joined, you'd be a lemon mason. Oh, that's interesting. I thought they were Christian. Because that's what... I've met a couple Freemasons and they've told me they were Christian. I'm like, so what is the difference? They're just like, oh, you know, we just kind of get together and, you know. And I was like, no, I don't know. And I saw a guy with like a Freemason thing on his shirt. And I was like, is that a Freemason symbol? He's like, yes. And I was like, oh, can you tell me anything about it? Like, I'm really interested in it. The internet wasn't as big, you know. And he's just like, well, you know, we're just some Christians and, you know, we get together. Yeah, you get together and do what? Can I join the Freemasons? How do you join the Freemasons? Oh, you have to be invited. Can you invite me? You know? I was just very curious about this. Because I just thought it's like a club or something. I didn't think they were sacrificing stuff. I just thought, I need friends. This sounds nice. My dad was a construction worker. Are you telling me I might have a way into the Freemasons? Only if he invites you, like a vampire. Let's see. My ex went to a Masonic school. Interesting. Yes, the Freemasons are all men. Must declare that you believe in a higher power, but it doesn't have to be Yahweh. I think they aren't necessarily Christian, but their rituals come from Christian stuff. They're like Christians plus, like Mormons or Jews, but more secretive, support each other. Yeah, not the same thing as like a Christian, but like an offshoot of Christianity. I wouldn't expect like the Pentecostal stuff to show up in the Freemasons. Let's see. Several people on my grandpa's side were Masons, but they got to be stingy with their keys to the universe. I guess. Very sad. Well, maybe we can learn more about spirituality this way. A former Satanist. Oh, come on. We know this shtick. You know what I mean? This pastor is a former atheist. Back when I was an atheist, I hated God. I did everything I could to make God angry. Okay, you weren't an atheist then. Mike Warnke, legendary troll, comedian, preaching Christianity in the form of humor, but back in the 60s, he was one of Satanism's high priests. The things you would see in a satanic altar, and he showed us in the satanic temple might resemble typical implements that are instruments that are used. Let's see, we've got, telling the future. I have an old 3-inch scar here on my wrist where my friends used to cut my arm open and bleed my blood into a cup and drink it mixed with wine and urine 4 times a year as a ceremony. Look at his face. He doesn't even believe what he's saying. You know what I mean? Look at that face. That's not a face that believes what he's saying. He has to be a vampire. He's dead. Well, there you go. He's just one step closer to being undead, you see. Some Swedish Freemasons group apparently had a Muslim with them. That's interesting. So they're just like a group of like construction. Because I like construction, you know, and I was Christian. So this seemed like a great combination. I have a sneaking suspicion that they just like to play secret society. That's really what I'm thinking. I would trust a Freemason universe creator more than a Mormon creator. Masons need to learn how to build. Exactly. Ceremony to Satan. In May of 1982, teenagers of a congregation in Topeka, Kansas, destroyed thousands of dollars worth of records and tapes. Did anybody else do that? Like you burned or destroyed cassettes or CDs? Did anybody else do that? Because our church did. We did that. Oh gosh. It was like a annual event. It was so ridiculous. They felt contained the message of Satan. The Christian concern sheds more light on a more secular aspect of music. It's what you don't hear. Certain parts of the men's uniforms all accentuate the genitals. Okay, so do bathing suits. You know. Okay, so they're not wearing. Well, so what? But if they were wearing like dark cloaks, that just totally covered up the body. They'd be like, oh, they're dressed like high priests ready to perform a satanic mass. You know what I mean? You can't win. You just can't. Resurrecting my dad for Freemason reasons. Good. Get his Mason friends to help you. That sounds like something the Freemasons would do. They would get together, go to a cemetery. That's the word I was looking for. And then they probably just hang out and just like get some beers. I feel like that's what the Freemasons would do. And just be like, hey, let's remember our fallen brother. And that's it. I feel like that's what they would do. Being a heavy metal fan and old, I remember at that time it was like war for us. I couldn't listen to anything that was rock related, especially Rammstein. That was not allowed. But all of my parents' old music was totally okay. So that was okay. It's amazing how rich some musicians got catering to the Satanic Panic. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Faceless creatures in robes. I didn't even see this. And I predicted it, right? If they were wearing these big cloaks, they would say that they're doing this other thing. Be from my study certainly symbolize druids, which of course go back to Satan worship. Really? Druids go back to Satan worship. Druids, which predated Christianity and definitely the Christian concept of Satan, which came later after Christianity. The Druids go back to Satan worship. The dudes that were just hanging out and like being in the woods and being considered like hedge witches, those people were the ones doing Satan worship of, before Christianity ever invaded and murdered them. The Druids. He may as well pull up some other thing that's totally predates Christianity. Like, oh, this Neanderthal skull. Do you see how this had this crack on it? And that looks like Satan. It's exciting. Those religious liars are missing the point of life. There's a lot of enjoyment to be had if you just reach out for it. Everything not Jesus is Satan. Yes. Exactly. If you're not with us, you're against us. It's very black and white. Let's see. My church invited people to bring anti-Christian contraband at one point and want us to boycott every company under the sun that had some vague tie to Playboy or something. Especially Rammstein. Why Rammstein? They don't even make fantasy references in their lyrics. Great question, Kelly. Do you remember the school shooters from Columbine? The trenchcoat mafia, quote unquote. They apparently listened to groups such as Marilyn Manson and Rammstein. So when I was like I remember being like hearing Du Hast on like MTV, and I just was captivated by this concept, like the music video and just like the language. And I was very sheltered in a lot of ways, and so this idea of like learning a foreign language meant maybe someday I could visit those places and move away, or go experience a different kind of life than what I was living. So it really could have been anything, I guess. They could have been singing in French, they could have been singing in Finnish, but instead they were singing in German. So I was very interested in that. I put it was about that age where I could start taking foreign languages, so I wanted to take German and stuff. My mom thought it was very satanic because the Columbine shooters listened to it, and I was just like, I'm sure they listen to a lot of stuff. I mean, we also have in common, just like what, we're just going to say that stuff was in common with them? Like, I have a trench coat, they have a trench coat. Does that mean I'm evil? I had a trench coat because I was really into the X-Files. So does that make me bad because of that? Oh, no, that's silly. Oh, the trench coat thing is silly, but the German language is not. It was just very strange to me. Let's see. Were Neanderthals human enough to be impacted by the curse of original sin? I suppose they could have been, because humans and Neanderthals could interbreed, so I guess that would make them human enough. Maybe they're the same kind, right? Because we know that. They're the same kind. So, Let's see. Turning into animals now and then. We used to do Strong Bear Druid in the World of Warcraft. That's a good time. Hello, Nathan. Happy holidays to you as well. We're checking out some of the Satanic Panic. They don't believe anything predated Christianity. Christianity started from Genesis, in the moment of creation. The Columbine shooters also wore shoes. That's it. Shoes are satanic. Jesus never wore shoes. Let's see. There's blood. Okay. The face of Satan. Where? No. Hang on. Do you see the face of Satan? I mean, I guess. I see the face of pareidolia is what I see. Like, we've got a block, and then, like, there's this long line of nothing. What is this? Like, one of those mustaches? Is that what Satan has? I think this looks more like, if I saw this, I would be like, somebody really likes Batman. You know what? Satan's got these Picasso eyeballs, where one of them's up here. Okay. There's a trepanning incident. This doesn't, like, you can't even. It's just, you did a bad job. Did a bad job. I bet they breathe air too. Exactly. Du hast is one of their few intelligent play on words. It means you hate, but it also means you own. So it has a link between the both worlds. Right. And it also has, like, part of the, I guess, the chorus or a bridge has part of a, it almost sounds like wedding vows. And then that's when they're like 9. So it's just kind of interesting. I don't know. It just seemed very, I don't know, it spoke to my rebellious, you know, teen self, but I still like the music. It's a good time. Looks like Robert Tilton. Let's see. Here's the face. Wait, the face of Satan. Then did they just flash back? I think the person who made this must have done that, not the original creator, because I think they flash back to, like, the guy's genitals. Killing it with the ears, all the better to hear and refute you, my darling. I know, we're not even listening to it. That's the best part. For the purposes of this study, we will focus on the number 666 and its use in the Universal Product Code. Oh my gosh. Yes! Anybody else? Anybody else? Like, anybody else? This came out, and I can't say that we did this for a long time. But for a brief time, like, we would check it. And if it had 666, even to the point where sometimes it would have like a number 6, and then another 6, that was questionable for us to purchase it. Most people don't realize that 80% of all toys on the market have an occultic influence, and these are the most popular. Okay. What is this? It actually makes the wings move. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Remember those verses in the book of Revelation about the flying beast with the riders? This could actually be taken from Revelations. Yeah, anybody riding on anything flying, that must be from Revelations. That's it. The Pegasus? No, Revelations. I remember checking some UPCs. Ugh. The turmoil in the toy box. Yep, that's it. Barcodes are Satan. Yep. Okay, so this wasn't just me. Why do they hate all the things associated with the shooters except for the guns? There we go. That's it. If I had a microphone, I would drop it, but this isn't too nice of a microphone, so I won't drop it. Let's see. You read the Revelations as a kid? Oh! Yep. 80% of toys, eh? Citation needed. Exactly. My students could not get away with that. That's it. I mean, we were talking about Smurfs earlier. Now we got them. They're right here. I like how he's purchased them. Do you think he bought them or do you think he stole them from somebody? 666 isn't even a real number of the beast. It's 616. That's what I've heard too. And it has to do with what? Nero's name? Well, isn't that interesting? And you know what happens to you when you die? You turn blue and your lips turn black. Yeah. Little kids watching the Smurfs, they know that. They've had extensive interactions with corpses, and they're gonna make that connection. Like even if that's what they wanted to show, their target audience wouldn't get it. You know, they must have been donated. Yeah, probably. Smurfs have gone occulting very much. Smurfs carry a homosexual connotation that most of them are male, I believe. Okay. So what? They're not married to each other. And it's like, obviously if they were, who cares? But again, you're a child. You're just going to think, oh, there's another Smurf. You're not going to think, wow, I wonder how many times they have sex with each other. Like, you don't think about that. He's thinking about that. Children don't think about that. Smurf lives matter. Back in my angriest point, I found a combo energy drink and beef jerky add up to a $6.66. So I would torment the cashiers, got like 50 times. Nice. I mean, that's fun. But they were tormented. Did they give you a discount? Because one of the people that I worked for, anytime something came to $6.66, he would give them like a 10-cent discount. So it would be like $6.56 instead. Bless. I actually found the Smurfs only funny when I grew older. Oh, is it? I never liked them. I just really had... I'm trying to think if I liked any Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I had a hard time with the animation. I don't know why I noticed it so frequently, but if there were colors that were off, and this happened a lot in Hanna-Barbera animations, I don't know why. I don't know if it was just rushed. But there would be like if we go back to the Smurf guy here, okay, like maybe one of the eyes would be also colored blue, or the hair would be colored white, like in 2 or 3 frames, and then it was gone. That really bothered me. I had a hard time with it as a kid, and I don't know why. Like those little inconsistencies really bothered me. I don't know. I had a hard time with like a lot of fantasy stuff as a kid. Like if I knew something like that was totally untrue, I had a really hard time getting into it. Like I just had a hard time with it, and I think that's why I ended up watching more documentaries than other stuff. Educational stuff, that was okay, but things like this, it was just like, you know, the Smurfs would be arguing, and then there would be a misunderstanding, and the solution was so simple: just say, hey, I think there was a misunderstanding, XYZ, the end. But they would extend it for like the whole, you know, thing. That would be like the main conflict in the episode, and I just really had a hard time with that. I don't know why. You know, I get it now. I get the whole reason and stuff, but just as a kid, I just couldn't. So I never got into that. I don't know how funny Smurfs are or not funny. I'm not sure. I don't know how gay they are. Let's see. This was held for review. Oh, the original comics. Okay. Most Smurfs were male because of misogyny. Most writers were men, and the only characters that could have agency could be men. Girls were only there for the plot to happen to them. I think who was there? Smurfette. Wasn't she invented by Gargamel? But is that true? I mean, didn't Hanna-Barbera also make Scooby-Doo? There were like some female characters there, right? They were indeed tormented. I think I got a penny off a few times, but that's the most they took. I didn't really like the Smurfs. Lee later hums the theme song after the stream has ended. That's you know it. That is an earworm though, isn't it? Almost every toy line heavily biased towards a near exclusively male or female audience and product lines. Star Wars, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Barbie. Hanna-Barbera was the cartoon equivalent of shovelware back in the day, right? Are all toys gay then? Why would they be gay? There's like girl toys, right? Smurfs are only funny in that we can laugh at them. There we go. That's good. All right, so then most of them are male, I believe. So Snake Mountain, it's got an interesting little feature. I'm going to turn it on. Okay, hang on. What does it do? What does it do? Snake Mountain. Does it turn into like an underground lair that looks like hell? I don't know what Snake Mountain is. Is it like a He-Man thing? The colors look very He-Man. I didn't like the flashing lights for He-Man. I just couldn't. And again, the animation just looked really, I don't know, clunky. What does it do? Girl toys can be gay too, don't discriminate. Well, yeah, but the whole idea here is he's saying they're gay because they're all men. It's probably because you appreciate aesthetics and quality workmanship, and mistakes like that are easily avoidable. Yeah, but as a child, was I that... I was going to say, was I that much of a stickler, but no, I was, and I had almost no friends. Okay, so it's Skeletor's crib. All right, so Skeletor, that would be He-Man. So what does it do? Does it turn into... Oh, does it turn into a skull? Because it says transform. Is it going to transform into a skull? Because that would be very metal. Let's see what we got. Oh, it transforms your voice from your regular voice to that of a occultic hero. Is that correct? Let me turn this on here. I think I'm getting too loud. Hang on, let's see if we can hear it too.
Skeletor, the master of the universe.
Thank you to the person that made these edits. That's great. That's great. That's the occultic voice. I didn't know there's an occultic voice. I don't need that. I can do the double vocal cords. Do you guys want to hear it?
Skeletor, the master of the universe.
That's it. Listening. Look at that. And I got the ears on. Yeah, it could be an elf, but who does an elf work for? Santa. And what's Santa an anagram of? Satan. So clearly, I'm a devil worshiper that is going to trick you guys into leaving your good, pure Christianity to follow Satan. So, sorry. That's it. Is it copyrighted? I think so. That's why we're trying to avoid the that sound stuff. Just makes me want to eBay these toys now. Oh, nice. Superb. Thank you. You can hear the sounds. I don't know. It's kind of fun because my students, like, I show it to them because we talk about how there's doing the dual vocal cord thing shows up in some cultures. And so we just kind of talk about it. Bye, Crispiness. Have you tried saying, Mommy, where is Fluffy?
Mommy, where is Fluffy?
And then, of course, Fluffy is dead, right? You could be an elf from the movie Legend or Dark Crystal. No, I'm just serving my Lord and Master Satan. So that's it. I would say that probably all of these guys that recorded this are all in a relationship with men and are into the occult. It's always the same with these guys. Right. It's like nobody else is that obsessed with gay people. You're probably a gay people. And you know what, dude? That's totally fine. It's just your church has convinced you that it's not. Let's see. Lee Lemon will deceive you into training at the gym and modifying your diet. Oh no, the deception. Yes, because you know what that is? Vanity. Sinful. You're going to hurt your voice. I know. That's why I don't do it very much. Let's see. All right, so cool. I've reversed the machine to go to play the exact piece of tape backwards now. Oh, hang on. We got a 6. Whew. Lucky. Okay, so I live with Satan. Exactly. And then you'll hear there's power in... power in Satan. This lady. That's it. We talk about that actually in the AP psychology class, and we talk about how it doesn't work, especially with backmasking. Backmasking, you're not listening to the record backwards. So you're not even if it was a subliminal message, you're not hearing it. You know what I mean? Can you say Jesus loves you very much in that voice?
Jesus loves you very much.
Is that good? You're welcome. There's a song called Fire that starts with a great vocal distortion of I Am the god of hellfire. Yeah, whenever they had those vocal distortions on some of the songs, it's kind of fun because you can kind of do it with your own voice, which is kind of fun. I remember most of that is complete foolishness. It is. Again, it's hearing what you want to hear, but at the same time, if it was some type of subliminal message, you wouldn't even hear it. You're not listening to it backwards. What are the 3 2s in the phone number? What's that? 3 times 2? That's right, the missing 6. Ratsa, you figured it out. That's it. What are you doing? Stop fighting each other. That's your son. That's your son. Krampus begat his only son. And there's another 2s that adds up to another 6. It's 4. Wow. There, you guys got it. Meant to buy a Santa hat at the store today. I think the ears I can use more in the Santa hat because I've used them as like elf or Hyrulean or Hylian. So that's kind of fun. It's your new ring signal. You're welcome. I knew you were going to say that because I can predict the future because Satan. Oh, she's so scared, you guys. He will give you 666. Oh dear. Now, I am in a lot of pain, but I do want to go through one more of these if we can. Boomers versus heavy metal. Oh, Dr. Grande with the Satanic Panic. I don't know. Do we have another one of these? Is this similar? I mean, it looks similar. Okay. That's it. Let's see. Let's begin with an album by a group that is pretty notorious. The group is called Kiss. Oh, here we go. What are we seeing? Certain parts of the men. Now notice for a second. This is the only one that's really, I would say, quote unquote, highlighted. Like over here, it's just like a void, you know. That's where the Large Hadron Collider actually sends you to. A portal to Kiss's underwear. All them accentuate the genitals. Why are you looking at their genitals so much? You know? They accentuate their leg muscles too. Okay, entitled Mob Rules, couple things. Yeah, again, we got the thing. Okay. The bloodstains, which definitely do not look like Satan at all. We saw this. Oh, that's great. His mother says he was a normal, happy boy until he became obsessed with black metal music. Oh, let's see what he looks like. Became almost absorbed in it. It's like a driving force. They have to have it. I hate it so much that I've seen what it's done to our family. So what has it done to our family, Krampus? Oh, that wasn't Krampus. That was Chunk. Chunk. Come on, Chunk. Yeah, come on. Oh. Come on, you gotta. Oi. Oh my god. No. Oh. You're so big. But I love you. I know. He's too much. This is the son of Krampus and Coconut. He's bigger than both of them, almost combined. He's a giant. He's crushing me. You're crushing me. I'm gonna crush you with kisses, though. I love him so much. They're getting destroyed. Look at on a personal level. She wants to see it banned off the face of the earth. She hates it. Notice the record cover almost made me sick. It was made by Ozzy Osbourne. Okay. And it's just, demanding to have you, little kid, walk into, okay, that's fun. What's this? What do we got? Who is that? Is that Freddie Mercury? Looking fabulous on the front there? I love Dr. Grande too. Satan has a subliminal message when you play the music backwards, but no one told them not to embezzle money or sleep with their secretaries. Why exactly? Because that's not Satan's message, see? If you're listening to a satanic song, you're thinking of stuff like 666, right? But if you're in the middle of Christianity, you're thinking of stuff like, how do I steal money from these people without them knowing? So it's different. It just appeals to different audiences. Let's see. So the CERN logo. Let's look at it. CERN logo. Is this what it is? This, to try to make this, let me tell you right now, because again, my migraine's gotten worse. Chunk, oh my gosh, there's nothing here for you. This isn't even food. It's just wires. Why do you want wires? There's nothing in there. It's not food. It's not treats. It's wires. You do not consume wires, so I don't know why you keep going in there. Why do you keep going? This is not the box for you, okay? This is not cat box. It's too small for you. You're bigger than the box. You'll never fit inside. No, no, no. You don't wait. Oh my goodness. Children. That's it. We're done. It's over. We're done. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in. It's just wires in a box. And I know, but it's too small for you. He touched it. Like, let me into this box, Mom. That's it. All right. So again, my migraine's not feeling great. Looking at something like this and trying to twist it around to be 666, it makes me want to vomit. Just the amount of mental, like, gears that have to go off in my head. How, this is like so disjointed. What do we got? I guess 1-6 here, 1-6 here, 1-6 here. But then what's this line here and what's this line here? I don't know. This is too much. This is too much. Explain this nonsense. You know what this looks like? It looks like a hurricane warning. Is that the devil too? All right, so they walk into the record store. They pick this up. Little children walking into the record store. Okay, look at this picture. Wow. Judging a record by its cover. That's a bad choice because sometimes it looks like, sir, sometimes it looks like excellent metal, but then when you listen to it, it's not that good. Okay. Lee starves her cats. Yeah, this boy, he can go on a little fasting diet, you know. No, he's perfectly adequate for his breed. Let's see. If I fits, I sits. The thing is, he doesn't fit. He's too big. He's too big. This is not the box you're looking for. Merry Christmas to you, Tekken. Okay. I wouldn't want my best friend to do it. I don't really appreciate those kinds of albums. I don't even know. Should I feed him? I mean, I love him, but do you really need to eat right now? Are you really that hungry? He gives me his eyes. I can't turn away. All right, stupid. Here, just have a little bit. Because his food is outside. Here. Is that what you want? That's what he wants. Maybe he smelled the food and he thought it was in the box. I don't know. All right. Some yin-yang patterns look like sixes. That's true. Main clonks, main chonks for him is very chonk. Okay. Is it their dinner time? No, it's their breakfast time. But they wanted to be in the room. So their food's outside. Blizzard of Oz is actually a classic and the lyrics aren't about the devil at all. Mostly written by Bob Daisley, not exactly Satanist. Yeah, but remember, we're not listening to that. We're listening to how God tells us we should feel when we just look at the cover art. See. All right. These are available to kids of any age that are explicit and violent, and parents have a right to know that. Okay, so no, I mean nobody's telling you you can't listen to this stuff. No one's telling you to that. So what do we got? Nurture your kids, protect your kid. Parent education. That's great. Twist the lyrics of a Metallica song like that out of context. Yeah, try and tell a parent what that song is about. And when the song might not be about that, well, what about the lyrics? Have you read any of the lyrics? I despise the lyrics. What do you hate about them? It's because it's all Satan worship. I'm a Christian, and I do not like the words. To me, they're all Satan worship. About hell, and the kid is shaking his head. About the devils, about satanic, and the kid's looking So let's see, is it just the words? It's the power, give the devil power, and there's nothing to do with God or anything like that. It was just praising the devil, giving him the glory. And I just don't care for that. It was all the things that I didn't like. You know, the killing, the how they treated children in the blood. The kid, like the child's face is just getting to this point where you can see on their face, those eyes are just like, is my mom really doing this? Embarrassing herself on television. Is it morning there? Yeah, it's for me. This stream started at 6 a.m. Maine chunguses, yes they are. Big chungus. Let's see. Just didn't care. When you go to a concert, oh, this guy is from today. That's the sad part. He's from today. Go to a concert of death metal, somebody might get killed. You know you're worshiping death, and all of a sudden people start dying. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, you love death so much. That's why you bought the ticket. What? Would he get mad at, like, what does he think death metal is? Like, you don't kill yourself at the end of the song or something, you know? You love worshiping Satan. No, this guy's like super Christian. This guy worships death. Christians are death worshippers. That's a blood cult if I've ever seen one. I'm an early riser. I have to be, because if I lay down too much, I get a migraine. But, fun bonus, I didn't get enough sleep, so I got another migraine. So that's chef's kiss. Let's see. Got the drug-pushing hillbilly. What? Just Google image Eagles of death metal. These guys are just total sodomite looking. So why do you know what a sodomite looks like? Number one. Number two, Eagles of death metal doesn't look like that. I don't know what they're talking about. They just look like guys that got stuck in the 80s. That's all. We got somebody rocking out on a polka dot guitar. Very sweet. Love it. Freaks, no, not in my house. Not that music. Don't want it being played in my house. I've told you that. Oh my god. And we're leaving, so let's go. Okay, what is this? Is this, I was going to say Jenny Jones, but it looks like Jerry Springer. What is this thing? It's like a cosplayer? I just want to say, you guys, it looks real cute and fun, but why do you have to portray such a negative influence for the youth? For my kids? I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry. And everyone's clapping. What about the portrayal of you ripping a fetus out of a pregnant woman? Okay. What about the portrayal of Yahweh killing everybody? Right? Let's see. Christianity is a literal cult of human sacrifice. Right. It's blood magic, exactly. They're sort of a comedy band. Oh, well, that's fun. But some music that sounds aggressive is bad. Gwar. Was that Gwar? Freaking, you know what I thought? Because I remember when I started listening to, like, the lyrics and stuff, you know, as a kid, you kind of learn to sing a song that your parents used to listen to. But then as you get older, you start to, like, think about those lyrics. Some of the stuff Elvis Presley sang about that was allowed in our house because it was, you know, pure from back in the day, that was pretty raunchy. Or there was, I don't remember the name of the song, The Wanderer or something, but this guy was just talking about how he goes and he visits different cities so he can have sex with all these different women. That was allowed in the house. But I don't know, some song about, like, a fantasy battle, that was not allowed. Like, what? A side effect to marketing your product with a death message, and the risk is that the interpretation will be that death is the product. Christianity. And that the bands want you to kill yourself. Why would a band want you to kill yourself? They won't make any more money. Heavy metal has taken the position for 10 years that they are under no social responsibility. Zero. Sure, it's just music. They don't have to self-police, right? They have not done anything to show. See, again, so what part of this says they should be responsible? You're gonna bleed for me, okay. I'm gonna burn your soul. The backmasking done intentionally. No, it's not. Outside intelligent forces with a supernatural power, occasionally able to play an artist. What? What? Wow. The devil will make you kill, what, yourself, your family. It didn't end. So, maggots are falling like rain. I don't know. They should listen to how ridiculous some of the lyrics are for Death Clock. I think that'd be great. It is getting harder for me to say words. I'm at that level of the migraine-ness, so I'm gonna take off, but hopefully the medication can kill that. I guess that's the death metal. It's want my migraine to kill itself. I'm okay with that. I actually can understand why they don't like Mob Rules by Black Sabbath, because it's about stupid, uneducated people who are the mob leading in the wrong direction. Yeah, a little too on the nose for them. There was some intentional backward masking, but very little. Even still, there's no way it could influence you subliminally. There's just no way, because it's backmasked. You know what I mean? You're not listening to it backwards. All right. Have fun, guys. The death metal bands get a gold record by kill count instead of records sold. That's it. That's how you measure it. It's a blood red, and then it goes to blue, and then it goes to black. Because if we can use the Smurfs as an example. All right, guys. Have fun. I hope the students are doing well in their work. They are overall. They really are. It's great. To remain kid friendly, I can't quote my favorite Death Clock songs. I know, right? Bump that dang migraine off. I know. That's the hope. We'll see. I mean, it's pretty funky. I think it's the... Let me check the air pressure. Because the temperature ain't helping. Oh, wow. No wonder. That air pressure is way too high. That's it. That's what's doing it. This is the worst X-Men power ever. I'm reverse storm. I don't affect the weather. The weather affects me. Pretty much all I can do is warn my fellow X people that, hey, that picnic we were going to do today, I think it's going to rain. Oh, but the weather says don't listen to the weather report, Professor X. I think it's going to rain. And then it rains, and they say, wow, thank you so much. What would my X-Men name be? The Trepanner? That's what I do. I go around drilling holes into people's heads. That's my like thing. You know, like Wolverine. His power was to heal, but he had like weapons. You know, the claws and stuff. So I would have a weapon. It would just be like the Trepanner, like a little the windy. I can't think of the word. You know what I'm talking about though. I'll show you what it looks like. Trepanner was not instrument tool. Like that. There we go. This thing. That's what I was thinking of. That's it. You gotta watch out for the Trepanner. Do I get any benefit? Like, the more people that I do this to, the more it makes my migraine go away? I don't know. Let's see. Thank you, Shane. I do appreciate that. Yes, please, you know, do the like and subscribe thing. That would be rad. If that migraine would go, we could get Lee back on stage doing grunge. I know. This is it. That's a cool Halloween costume. Reverse storm. That's what I was for Halloween. No. I mean, that's what affected me for Halloween. But I was the candy corn queen, and I was... So you had to have 2 Halloweens. I was Horus. So that was cool. Oh, I would be Cork. Okay. That's good. Oh, brain bleach. Oh, wow. You would be Deadlift. A super strong brick with a high IQ. They already have Colossus. I feel like that's cheating. I feel like this would be my power. This is it. I just go around putting holes in people's skulls, not in their brain. I don't kill them. I just put holes in their skull. Would I be the medic? Like somebody gets hurt, and instead of carrying around like a bunch of morphine syringes, I'm like, no, I'm here with the trepanning tool. And they're like, no, I hurt my leg, not my skull. Yeah, but this is all I got. Is that it? Like 20% of the X-Men would leave with a hole in their head. That's it. I'm helping. They'd ask Professor X why he even keeps me around. And he would have to say something, diplomatic, like, oh, all are welcome here, and perhaps there's just another layer of another like level of power that the trepanner could hit, but we don't know. And every time Professor X like tries to get into my head to try to learn more, he just gets a migraine. That's it. Maybe that could be it. I could give my migraine to other people. I guess I could with this tool. We figured it out. That's it. We figured, yeah, see, I can spread my migraine to other people. That's it. I'd have a skull made of adamantium. Can you imagine that? Just practice. I would have to practice on Wolverine, wouldn't I? Because he could heal. Be like, hey, is this good? Did this hit any soft tissue? It's good. We're good. All right. That's how I'd transfer my migraine to other people. I would just put a hole in their head. That's it. And then somebody would say, then why? What X-Men power is this? She helps us with our picnics. That's it. That's it. That's all I could do. That's worse than Jubilee. At least Jubilee's got better with time. But even as a early stage, she at least, I don't know, blind you temporarily, right? I need this, like I need a hole in my head, and then perks up. Exactly. Be part of the Fallen Angels series. I could be part of the Fallen Idiots series. That's what I could be part of. That's it. All right, guys. Have fun. See y'all later. Have a good time. If I don't see you before then, Happy New Year and all that goodness. All right. Bye-bye.